Have you ever wondered why Richard Eden seems so obsessed with Meghan Sussex? This man has made it his life's mission to relentlessly scrutinise and undermine the star power of Meghan Sussex.
Oh, come on, Richard. That's only because the paparazzi aren't interested in trailing Sophie of Wessex around, because it doesn't sell newspapers, and you know it as well as I know it. You can't say Meghan compared to Sophie. It's not. It's like comparing a Ford Fiesta with a Lamborghini. I mean, the two, forgive me, Sophie's a good egg. And you know, the royal family needs, you know, good, hardworking, loyal people. But Meghan has star quality, which is why we keep talking about her, and we keep coming back to Meghan. Because let's face it, we all miss her a bit.
It's an obsession that seems to know no bounds, a fixation that's fueled by an evident bitterness. In his latest endeavour, Eden has strived to belittle Meghan by drawing comparisons to Sophie. This desperate attempt, however, is nothing more than an ill-conceived ploy, a testament to the relentless bitterness that drives his actions. The question we must ask ourselves is, why? Why this constant need to downplay Meghan's influence, to tarnish her global impact? Eden's obsession with Meghan Sussex is not just about her star power. It's about her resilience, her refusal to be anything less than extraordinary. It's about the fact that she operates on a level that is simply unmatched. And that, my dear listeners, is what truly irks Eden. It's not about facts, logic or fairness. It's about a deeply rooted bitterness that refuses to acknowledge Meghan Sussex's true worth. But as we all know, bitterness is a losing game. It blinds us, distorts our perception and fuels our worst instincts. It's clear that Eden's bitterness has clouded his judgment. He reaches, he twists, he compares, all in a futile attempt to dim Meghan Sussex's shine. Yet the truth remains. Meghan is a powerhouse, a force of nature that cannot be dimmed or diminished. This obsession, this relentless pursuit of negativity, only serves to highlight Eden's own failings. His arguments are weak, his claims are baseless, and his bitterness is all too evident. No amount of forced comparisons or twisted narratives can ever diminish the undeniable impact of Meghan Sussex. So let's not be fooled by Eden's desperate attempts to undermine Meghan Sussex. His obsession is not about facts or fairness. It's about a deeply rooted bitterness that refuses to acknowledge her true worth. Clearly, Richard Eden's obsession is not about facts or fairness, but a deeply rooted bitterness. When Eden spouted his latest claims, Tessa Dunlop was ready to set the record straight. Eden was out there throwing around baseless accusations against Meghan Sussex, but Tessa was not going to let that slide. She was like a dragon, breathing fire and facts, ready to take on Eden's spiteful agenda. Let's break it down. Tessa Dunlop is a woman of logic and reason, and she came to the battle armed with these tools. She wasn't about to let Eden's unfounded claims go unchallenged. She stepped up, she spoke out, and she systematically dismantled Eden's claims, one by one. Eden was attempting to create a narrative that was as flawed as it was biased. He was trying to pit Sophie against Meghan, to present Sophie as the better woman. But Tessa saw through his game. She saw the spite and envy that was driving him, and she called him out on it. Tessa didn't just defend Meghan, she went on the offensive. She pointed out the undeniable fact that Meghan Sussex operates on a completely different level. She highlighted Meghan's global influence, her unmatched star power, and the significant impact she has had on the world. And as Tessa spoke, Eden's arguments began to crumble. His comparisons, his attempts to diminish Meghan, they all fell flat in the face of Tessa's fiery rebuttal. It was like watching a house of cards collapse. Eden's spiteful agenda was laid bare for all to see, and it was not a pretty sight. Tessa's powerful response was a masterclass in how to challenge and dismantle baseless accusations. She stood up for Meghan, she stood up for the truth, and she showed the world that Eden's spiteful agenda had no place in the discourse. And the most satisfying part, Tessa didn't just expose Eden's bitterness, she made him taste it. She didn't just defend Meghan Sussex, she completely destroyed Eden's weak arguments. She didn't just win the battle, she won the war. And Eden, well, he was left scrambling in the dust, a clear loser in a battle he had no business starting in the first place. Tessa Dunlop did not just defend Meghan Sussex, she completely destroyed Eden's weak arguments, and for that we tip our hats to her. Despite Eden's efforts, one truth remains clear. Meghan Sussex's star power is unmatched. Eden, with his relentless obsession, may try to paint a different picture, but the reality is undeniable. Meghan Sussex is a global phenomenon, a force to be reckoned with. Meghan's influence stretches far beyond the confines of the royal family, reaching across continents and touching millions of lives. She is a voice for the voiceless, an advocate for the disadvantaged, and an inspiration to countless individuals around the world. This is not a matter of opinion, but a fact supported by the sheer number of people who follow her every move, hang on her every word, and are inspired by her actions. Eden, however, seems to be living in a different reality, one where he can diminish Meghan's success with forced comparisons. He tries to pit her against other women, attempting to create a hierarchy where there is none. But his efforts are futile. Meghan's star power is not diminished by comparison, it is in fact highlighted. Every time Eden tries to belittle Meghan, he only ends up showcasing her unique influence. When he compares her to others, he only underscores the fact that Meghan is in a league of her own. Her accomplishments, her influence, her impact, they stand on their own, without the need for comparison. Meghan is a trailblazer, a woman who has carved her own path in the world, undeterred by criticism and unafraid to challenge norms. She is a powerhouse, commanding attention and respect wherever she goes. Her star power is not just about her fame or her status, it is about her ability to make a difference, to inspire change, and to stand up for what she believes in. So, let Eden continue his desperate attempts to undermine Meghan Sussex. Let him reach, twist, and compare. Because the truth is clear to everyone else. Meghan's star power is unmatched. No amount of forced comparisons will ever dim the shine of Meghan Sussex. She is the real powerhouse. The truth, as they say, burns. And for Richard Eden, it seems to burn exceptionally bright. Perhaps it's the dazzling glow of Meghan Sussex's star power that's too much for him to handle. Or maybe it's the realization that his attempts to diminish her are nothing more than a futile exercise in bitterness. Either way, Eden's resentment is on full display, and it's clear that he can't stand the heat. In his desperate efforts to undermine Meghan, Eden has shown an inability to accept the reality of her success. He twists facts, he reaches for comparisons, he distorts the truth, and yet the object of his obsession continues to shine undimmed. His desperation is palpable, his bitterness unmistakable. And each time he tries to tarnish Meghan's reputation, he only succeeds in revealing his own envy. But what Eden fails to understand is that Meghan Sussex is not just another woman to be compared and contrasted. She is a global icon, a force of nature, an extraordinary woman who has made a significant impact on the world stage. She refuses to be anything less than exceptional, and Eden's inability to comprehend this only exposes his own limitations. His bitterness is his undoing, a self-inflicted wound that only serves to highlight Meghan's brilliance. And in the face of Eden's relentless attacks, it's individuals like Tessa Dunlop who stand firm. They see through the spite, they challenge the falsehoods, they expose the envy for what it truly is. They burn away the lies with the fire of truth, revealing the real powerhouse that Meghan Sussex is. In the end, the truth does indeed burn. And for Richard Eden, it's a fire he can't extinguish, a heat he can't escape, because no matter how bitter he gets, no matter how hard he tries, he can't deny the extraordinary star power of Meghan Sussex. In the end, Richard Eden's bitterness only serves to highlight the very thing he tries to deny: Meghan Sussex's extraordinary star power.